Welcome to December and welcome to the first of a series of 4. And we're exploring, looking at, being curious about rest and restore. Yeah, and we're kind of doing 1 week rest, another week restore, rest, restore, something like that. So this week we're on rest. So we're going to explore that in a moment. If you fall asleep, that's fine. It's not particularly designed to fall asleep to, but if you fall asleep, you fall asleep. So let's just see. So just as a settling in, what my suggestion is for today is just to wriggle your toes and feel your toes, have a sense of your toes and your feet. So that'll be, for those of us sitting, the most connected to the ground, the most connected to the earth. So just feeling the toes, waking up, toes and the feet a little bit, just so you have a sense of the ground, sense of your body. And then just wriggle the fingers. Just wriggle the fingers to wake up the hands and that sense of touch. And if you feel just need a little bit more awakening, then you can rub your hands together, which is just a warming thing. And it'll just, particularly for those that are sitting, it'll just be a reminder about the spine, about the center of the body, and just waking that up just enough so you can hopefully sit with comfort rather than sitting kind of in a stuck position, you know, how we can do sometimes, getting stiff. If you need a sigh, or you just need to kind of yawn, or you need to just take a deeper breath, then please do. So we're just starting. We just had a little bit of movement for anyone joining now. Yeah, so welcome. Thank you. So do anything you need to do if you're just joining, yeah, just to settle and to move and to wake up the body enough to then to be able to settle. So find your own settling process. So some of you close your eyes, some of you just lower your gaze. You might choose a position for the hands that you know is really comfortable. Yeah, you might just adjust a cushion if you've got a cushion that supports you. Any of those kind of final touches that mean you can feel really supported for the next 25 minutes or so. And settling in. Yeah, so that might be just reconnected with the areas we've moved, the toes and the feet, the fingers and the hands, and any sensation you have in the arms and the shoulders and the upper back from rubbing the hands together, if you did that. And any settling you do, so do you come to the sense of the body sitting or lying and feeling the weight of the body? That's one option. Do you come to the breath in the body, anywhere particular, the belly, the chest, the nostrils? Where do you pay attention? What helps you settle in and find yourself, find your place, find a deeper connection, find a quieter place, going from outside to inside? And how easy is that today? So some days it's really easy to just drop into this feeling settled. And other days it's kind of like, it just doesn't feel easy. It just doesn't feel quite so clear how you're going to settle. So be patient with that and just, you know, see how it goes. Honor and allow that discomfort if it's coming, with finding yourself at ease. And just let it be. It'll move on itself. And what often helps us settle is just to find a way to kind of be safe and settled and positive or peaceful. And one way to connect with that is kind of to create a little bit of a smile in the lips. So it doesn't have to be a big created smile. It can just be really subtle on the edge of the lips, just that slight upward lift. And the same in the eyes. So if you could even just get the corner of the eyes to lift, so you know you've got an inward sparkle in the eyes, as well as that smile on the face, around the lips. And that just changes the whole muscular sensation in the face. Yeah, so it's partly a muscular thing. It's partly how we feel when we create a smile, or we start to think about smile. And then even if you can imagine a smile across between the shoulders, across through the heart and the chest area. But the shoulders can relax as the heart smiles. But these are just images. Sometimes images work, sometimes images feel a little bit not your thing. So you go for something that might connect to brightness, relaxation, peacefulness for a moment in your own body, in your own sense of being, that smile, internal smile. And come back to the breath. Maybe the breath is eased. Maybe it's deepened. Maybe it's more easy to follow. Maybe you can get a sense of the flow now of the breath. So if we warm, if we settle, if we give our weight to the support of the ground, then the breath settles. It finds some freedom, some space. It'll be quiet, but it'll be free to move. Free to give just that right amount of energy to support you. To keep your focus. To connect with that sense of being alive and awake to the day, to the moment. So our focus today is rest. Have we been getting enough rest? Do we need more rest? Has rest been difficult to find in our lives? Do we like rest? Do we push rest away? Do we get lost in rest? Yeah. So we'll all have different responses at different times to that idea of rest and restfulness. So allowing a little bit of pondering to happen in mind and heart and belly. So we're going to kind of use that approach of asking the mind, asking the heart, asking the belly some questions. So our question to start off with is there anything we need to have a rest from? So a pause, a break, time away, putting to one side, to take a rest from. And our mind might be full of things. Our mind might be empty. Something might jump out. It might be something to do with where we are right now in the moment. It might be something that's just been around, a mood, a feeling for a while. It might be a pattern, a pattern that we follow, that we need to have a rest from, a break from, something we do just by habit, and that doesn't always serve us well. Or just a pattern that comes at this time of year, we feel pulled in a particular way to be something we don't feel, to do something we don't feel comfortable with. So just exploring and noticing without forcing or pushing, just let whatever arise in that question. And it might be very much from the mind, from the thoughts. It might be words, it might be a picture, it might be a scent, it might be a colour. It might be felt in the body. It might be felt in the heart, if you give it space. It might be deeper down in the belly. So keeping the breath free so that you know you can breathe through it and around it and with it. That you can observe it and witness it without getting churned up by it, sucked in by it or overwhelmed. It's just something you notice, like you notice anything. Like you notice the arrival of the day, closing of the evening. Just observing what comes up. And if nothing comes up, then just be with the breath and rest. So if there is something that has come up for you, might be a number of things that you feel you need a break from or rest from, then see if you could just choose one thing. Doesn't matter which one, doesn't have to be the biggest, doesn't have to be the smallest, it just has to be one. You can come back to any of the other things at another time. So just choose one thing that you think you need a break from. It might be very general, a break from worry, or it might be a break from the cold, it might be whatever, a break from a situation. So once you've kind of got something, if you've got something, then let that drop into the out breath, this thing you need a break from. Just notice it as you breathe out. Doesn't have to be a big breath out, doesn't have to be anything grand. Just that connection of the letting go, taking a break from with the out breath. And letting the shoulders relax, the jaw relax. So if there's something that's come to mind, we might be holding it tightly. So finding a way to have it present without having it really being restricting in any way. Doesn't need to be held so tightly. Can be released gently. And what might be helpful, so you could try this out, is imagine that you've either having a break from or had a break from this, whatever thing you chose. So if it was worry, that you're having a break from that, how it would feel not being worried. If that's about a specific thing or a general thing, or how it would feel to be just out of a situation for a moment, for a little bit of a break, what it feels like. What it feels like to be rested from, a little bit away from, creating a little bit of distance. how that feels. How it feels in the mind. How it feels in the heart. How it feels in the belly. And as usual, if there's nothing really coming through, then just sit with that space. Be open. Welcome, smile. So how would it be to be free from? And sometimes we just need a moment's break. To feel differently. To be different. To connect with something deeper. Something different. Sometimes we just need to know we can make that choice. We can move away from. We can step back. We can find a space. So again, returning to the breath. And let whatever kind of sensations, feelings that are around, let them just ride on the in-breath and the out-breath. Let them just flow. So you're not too attached. So if you prefer to kind of keep on with that focus of what it might be like, that's fine. Otherwise, you can ask and move on to another phase, another stage, another question, which kind of builds on and builds around. And the question is, what would you like to rest in? So you may have already been there. So it might be to be able to rest in some light, rest in some warmth, some peace, some quiet. Or any other that comes to your own mind, heart, or belly. So it could be resting in the company of a particular person. It could be on your own and resting in your own peace and light. Be resting in something that's important to you. So allow things to come in so you can check them in, check them out, look around them, explore them a little bit more, see if they fit, see if they seem important. See what the mind says, hear what the heart has to say, and how it feels in the body and the belly. And if and when, if or when, you feel ready to give one thing more attention, then rest there for a while. Rest in that light, that warmth, that peace, that connection. Settle in, settle down. And take it in. Give it space to come through the in-breath, space in the heart. Allow it to arrive like the day. It starts slowly. It comes slightly from a darker place and comes to greater and greater light. More aliveness. More awake. More present. So with the in-breath, it could be like a blanket around you, or any image that feels that it's really very present for you. A warm blanket or just a light. Something that makes it really present. It's not in the shadows. It's not a long way away. Something to rest with, rest in. And it's with you now. So either keeping the breath as a vehicle or the image. Just for the last few moments, then kind of distilling that, getting to really know what that presence of resting in feels like, what that peace feels like, that light, that quiet, that warmth. And allow it to be present in the whole body. The whole breathing body. So just for a moment, let whatever's is resonated with you, like the sounds in your body. So just allow it to dissipate, but let your body just take one more kind of take of that feeling, so that you're aware that as you transcend from meditation state or whatever state you call it to wakefulness, that you kind of carrying some of that with you, either some of that knowledge, some of that sense, some of that feeling. And just gently, if your eyes are closed, keep them closed for a moment longer, and just move the toes as we did at the beginning. Just wiggle your toes a little bit, wriggle your fingers and move your shoulders maybe. Let the breath be free. So you can have a sigh or a yawn. And then maybe time to open the eyes, let them flutter, let them awaken to the room, to the space that you're in. So it's sometimes the coming out is as important as the coming in. So try not to rush out too quickly. And having a little bit of rub of the hands maybe, and a little bit of moving from side to side, if that's what you kind of helps you kind of be present and awake. So welcome again to morning and December, it's here. So got to the final month of the year. Been quite a year, so a lot to take in our rest. So next week, just again as a reminder, next week it'll be a moving practice at 8 o'clock. So if that kind of feels like really good, then please come. It'll be standing, so we'll be moving, but we'll be in a standing position. If it's not for you, I will do a shorter video I'll send forward to do sitting. And that's about it really. If you don't want to do it at 8, then obviously you can take the replay. So thank you for coming. Lovely to see you all. And have a good rest from or in this week. All right, take care. Bye for now.